Hey, what's up, guys? How are you? I'm back again with you guys with another Toys in My Closet He-Bot unboxing / toy review. And today I want to do none other than the brand new McFarlane Toys. Here you go. One Punch Man Satami? I think that's how it's pronounced. I may be pronouncing it wrong, but I don't mean to. So please don't kill me. Please forgive me. And this is pretty exciting because this is one of the first figures from a different license other than Fortnite that McFarlane is using the brand new engineering and sculpting articulations that he's bringing in to all his line of licensing from all the toys going forward. So this is one of the first ones. So it's very exciting. Next on the pipe, we have things like Mortal Kombat, and I believe Harry Potter, and also Borderlands 3, which will follow next year with the DC Universe. So it's very exciting to see because this is a sneak peek, basically, on what's coming down the pipe from McFarlane and his articulation with his new toy line. So stay tuned. We'll be right back and take a closer look at One Punch Man. Hey guys, welcome back. And here we have, like I told you in the introduction, the brand new One Punch Man, which is the name of the animated series, 7-inch action figure from McFarlane Toys. This is one of the newer licenses that McFarlane has acquired for his upcoming toy lines. He is about to finish off the Walking Dead stuff, and he's entering the venue with more licensing like My Hero Academia, One Punch Man, as you see here, Mortal Kombat, Harry Potter, and DC. So he said in an interview this past Toy Fair, I think it was, 2019, that going forward he was going to implement the same type of articulation on his figures that he has presented to the audience or the consumer base with the Fortnite action figures. So when I saw this on my local GameStop, I said I had to pick it up. I kind of like the One Punch Man animated series, and I'll get into it more in detail as we go along, but I don't know much about it. So welcome and thank you for joining me. It's your boy He-Bot here, and we're gonna do a / unboxing, as you see, toy review. And let's dive in and check it out and see how he came out and what he has to offer. So first and foremost, we're going to take him out of his dash display. But before we do that, as a matter of fact, this is what we'll do. Let me give you a quick look at the box. As you see, we have the box here. It's a nice window box that showcases the figure within, right? This is One Punch Man there on the very top. And then down here we have the symbol of his fist punching with these effects like the old school Batman TV show. And his name in the actual animated series is Satima. And as you see here, it says Satima on the side. And they have a nice promotional shot of his animated cell here on the side with the word and his name, Satima, on the tie with the blue ribbon going around, kind of an indication of what colors he wears on his costume. And it says One Punch Man there, and as you see, it's a really cool looking cell pic of him in the back in hyper animated style, which I don't like this face here either. I think it makes it look too silly and corny, to be honest with you. Then we have here, as you can see, McFarlane Toys and hashtag at McFarlane.com with some legalese in the bottom from Viz Media Entertainment, which I believe that's the company who does the videos and puts them out on either DVD, VHS, and also in streaming services. So we'll dive into the figure like I was telling you earlier, or tried to before, and give you a closer look. And here we have his neutral, more manly, menacing face, which is what I like, because he looks to me more badass in this form. And his color paint job is very vibrant yellow with a nice vibrant red. Some of these parts are plastic in that color, and some of the parts are in painted over, as you'll see here. As I think you can see it clear. As you see here, this looks to be like red paint in this section here, and they painted the yellow over it, and it wasn't painted well, so it's got some color discrepancies and discoloration that wasn't painted very well. You can tell from the shape here and the yellow here and here is much it's much darker in yellow here than it is here. There you go. The light can be very pronounced. And then, as you can see, he has this iconic belt with the buckle. Very simple look. He almost looks like a simplistic version of a Japanese interpretation of Superman. Even though I don't know if he flies, I don't think he does. Then you see there the knees, and his boots are pretty nice and simple. And we turn him around, and here is his cape. For some reason, the cape looks like it has yellow painting that got on it on the white, as you can see there, kind of shade of it, based off the painting of the figure when they were first printed and put in to packaging. As you can see there, went through to some of the yellow paint that must have been fresh when they printed them out and put them in the package. Probably was still warm. His cape is very soft, very gummy. So we'll go down with what everybody's expecting. You see here the zipper of the cape that he puts on, with the two pieces here painted with that nice dark gray, and then the nice details in his neck, or collarbone and neck line, and you see the details there of his neck and everything, where his Adam apple is supposed to be, and painted very simple. I want to be as honest as possible. I do think that this figure is a very big step forward from what the color wave figures were in those boxings before. But I think that from the material used on this figure in comparison to the Fortnite figures, these figures feel again like the older traditional McFarlane toys, where the plastic doesn't feel like a regular plastic. The plastics almost feels like ceramic of some sort. If you guys know what ceramic is, I'm pretty sure it just doesn't feel like a nice soft plastic like regular figures do. His cape does, but in his hands here. But this part and this part of the head, you know, chest, torso area here, and even the legs to a certain extent, they feel like ceramic. They don't feel like a plastic. So let's go and start ahead with the articulation of this guy. So the head seems to be on two pieces. There's a ball joint here, and then there's a ball joint up here. So the head is an individual part, so it can move in the direction, and this is how much range he has to tilt, and you can tilt that way, which is very good. Then if you move him forward, you can look down this much. Then if you lean him back, he looks up that much. Doesn't look like much, but it kind of is looking up, but it don't look like it unless you move his torso obviously with him. Then you'll see here he has the torso ball joint, which moves pretty good. and then swivel on the waist here. As you can see, is another ball joint. Then he has butterflies right here. See, they don't move as much as I would like them to. But when I got the figure at first, that butterfly joint on both sides barely wanted to move. But it is there. It's just not a lot of range. It has more range to the back, like that, than it does to the front. And I think it's because of the sculpting here on the chest. Same thing with this side. It has more range to the back than it does. Oh boy. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Than it does to than it does to, again, let's see, than it does to the front. You see it here. You move this over, it moves a lot better to the back, like in an upward position like that, than it does forward. It's more like a kind of an up and down, that perpendicular angle. He does have the, hinge here on the arm, shoulders, 360 degree. Then on the bicep, he has obviously a bicep swivel. Then he has a double jointed elbow, which, as you can see, goes well into his face, right there. Very nicely done. And then he has a ball peg there. Hinges this way, and rotates. And you can actually move this ball peg in a different direction, and he'll probably be able to hinge this way or that way as well. And the same goes for the other side. It's the same way. Same thing. And then we go down to the feet and the legs. And right here, he does a split very well. And then he has a little bit of a turn. This feels like it's kind of, the glue is still tight, so it doesn't let it have a swivel on the top. But he does move his leg forward, like so. No problem, like that much. And he does move it back, but it looks like it's a sideways. And you can actually overall sit him down like this pretty well. And he does a split like I showed you. But the hinge here, or the swivel here on the top, since he's trying to preserve the sculpt, you see, he don't want no cuts. It doesn't let you to put him in really dynamic poses with his legs. The top part works excellent. It works excellent. This top part, very good. But the bottom part feels like this, not having a swivel either here on the thigh or on this part here, is making it feel hindered. For you to pose him more dynamically. I'm pretty sure with a stand, he'll look great anyway. We have a double jointed knee where you can touch his buttocks area. Then he has a ball peg here on his leg, as you can see. Let's get closer. Boy, come on. Come on. There you go. Ball peg where you can rotate it, hinge up, hinge down, and it feels like a rocker. But you can move it in any direction. And then he has a hinge, toe hinge, which is really nice. Problem is, since you can't dynamically pose them because of the constrictions and restrictions here in the crotch and hip area, that toe joint feels almost unnecessary. So, as far as the articulation, I am here to tell you, it's safe to say that McFarlane has kept his word. It looks like he really is incorporating this on all future figures, which is great, because that means he's serious about his customers' complaints or requests in the market of action figure collectors, which they've been asking for a long time. Although we all understand and know the reasoning for him to not really put a lot of articulation is because he hasn't been a fan of breaking up the sculpt. He's always been very vocal about that. So let's get into his accessories. As far as accessories, he comes with this, which is, there you go, his other head that he actually comes displayed with this head when you first buy him. But these eyes here, this style of face and aesthetic, for me, looks too cartoony and too goofy. I never liked that, because in the animation, there's parts where he's very serious. It has a very serious tone, but they add this comedic style to it that almost feels goofy. It's not even comical. It's more goofy than anything. And that really turns me off. And that's why I really haven't invested in watching the entire first season, which has 12 episodes. I watched the first 3 seasons, and it's decent. I like it. I just wish they eliminated that Japanese goofy style of comedy. I think it doesn't need it. Or not all their things need it, and they seem to continue to incorporate that in every single anime that they create nowadays. And that really gets me upset, because I come from the era in the early 80s and 70s, remember? Late 70s, early 80s, where we had things like Legends of the Overfiend, Fist of the North Star, Ninja Scroll, Vampire Hunter D, Go-Go 13, Akira, Steampunk, or, things like that, where that they were more serious in tone and nature, and it was still worked, and it was effective, Ghost in the Shell, Macross, Gotcha Man, Gigantor, things like that, Robotech. The list goes on and on for all the newbie anime fellas that come and watch these video and think I'm bastardizing their newer characters or iconic characters like One Punch Man, Satima. And then he comes with 2 sets of hands. These are fisted one, right? He has these fisted hands like this. He comes with a left and a right fisted. I exchanged it just to give it a more dynamic look, because I've been playing with him for a little while. And then he comes with 2 sets of hands, of an open hand like that, with his gloves, kind of like waving or getting ready to fly. But again, I don't remember if he can, because I don't remember too much from the episode. So he comes with that, the alternative head, and then he comes with, last but certainly not least, a nice little rounded display stand with a peg that goes underneath his feet that says One Punch Man, which I think is cool that McFarlane adds these with all of his figures, because a lot of his figures, especially because of their style in plastic and aesthetics, feel heavy. So not all of them stand up well on their stands or without their stands, even though that's not the case here with Satima. But it's always nice to have it, especially when you're going to display it, next to many other figures, and they have the tendency to fall down like a domino effect. So overall, I think it's fantastic that he added the stand to the figure, and with a lot of the upcoming stuff that I'm pretty sure he's going to re-release and do, because he's planning to even bring out Movie Maniacs back, and about a lot of his older properties that he used to do from back in the day, even some of the Spawn figures. So here you have it, guys, the McFarlane 7-inch Satima One Punch Man action figure from McFarlane Toys. Please check your local GameStops, because that's basically where I got mine from. And I think going forward, since GameStop is part of ThinkGeek, they're one company now, they are going to carry a lot of these action figures from high end, middle end, and low end. He was a $22.99 figure at GameStop, but I'm guarantee you, and I'm almost certain, that if he starts to pop up in places like Target or places like Walmart or even Walgreens, I'm pretty sure you're going to find them for probably $17.99 or $19.99, because I think that's the retail suggested price. Obviously, GameStop has a higher price value because they're a third party subsidiary, meaning they are the third party after McFarlane and after ThinkGeek that sells the product. So in order for them to make up some lost revenue, they have to sell it a little more expensive to the public and their customers. I hope you guys like the review, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Give a like. Give a dislike if you don't like it. Share with somebody you think might enjoy the video. And again, if you're new to my channel, to anyone that's new to my channel, welcome. And thank you for stopping by. And if you like what I do, feel free to subscribe. Obviously, it's not a mandatory thing, but if you do, I greatly appreciate it, and it means the world to me. And I will consider you part of my family. So, if you guys like to help me for any future content on my channel, any future reviews, whether it's toy related, video game related, anime related, of any kind, or any of my video game videos themselves, and would like to help me contribute to further up my channel, whether it's to upgrade my camera quality, my lighting, or even my backgrounds, whatever the case may be, please feel free, and if you feel it from the kindness of your heart, to donate on my PayPal account, which I'll leave down in the description of this video on the box. You don't have to, remember, and it don't have to be any kind of amount. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It helps. It goes a long way, and I appreciate it. Doesn't matter if it's a quarter, $1, $5, whatever. The point is that you guys are being generous and trying to reach out by helping me because you like what I do. Love you guys. See you soon on the next toy unboxing and / review with another episode of Toys in My Closet. Thank you so much. It's been fun. I hope you like what the review that I presented you here, and it was clear enough for you. And I hope wish you luck hunting for the One Punch Man. See you soon, guys. Until the next one. Bye-bye.